Hi there, welcome back. Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you how to make this fun double easel card. As you can see, there's a cute donkey on the front. I hand drew, colored, and cut him out. So when you lift up the card, you first get your first easel. And then the second easel is going to keep the first easel open, and then I have a stopper, which is a heart. This is pretty fast and easy to make, and then from the side view you can see the two easels on here. So let's go ahead and get started making this card. So the first thing we're going to need is our scoreboard. And for the base of the card, we're going to need one piece that is 12 inches by 5 inches. And you could do this in pattern paper, you can do it in plain. I'm going to flip it over so that we can score it. And we're going to score this on the 3-inch and at 6 inches on the 12-inch side. And then you're going to want to fold these and crease these out. You're going to make them both mountain folds. And this will be the base of the card. Next, we are going to need one piece that is cut at 6 inches by 3 inches. And I'm using the same floral paper. I'm going to flip it over, and we are going to score this at 1.5 inches and 3 inches. And again, fold these and crease these out. So that will be for the second easel. Now we need a piece that is cut at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and this is going to be for the front panel of the base of the card, and it will just sit like this. Next, I used a solid piece of cardstock, and this is also cut at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Now it is the same size as the piece you just cut, but this is going to sit on the inside bottom of the card. So it'll sit just like this. And the purple will be on the top. Next, we are going to need one piece that is 6.5 by 4.5. And again, this is just cardstock. And it will be the layer that goes on top of the top panel card. So we actually have 2 layers on the top. Now you'll need one piece that is cut at 2 3/4 inch square, and this is of the metallic paper, and this will be on the inside easel flap. Then we need 2 pieces that are cut at 2 3/4 square, and this is again out of the same green cardstock. And then we need one piece that is cut at 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Then I used my nesting dies oval shaped, and I cut out a 4-inch one and then the next size down, and this will be on the front of the card. And then for the inside banner, I also cut out one that's a little bit smaller, and this one is about 2.5 inches. You could use any size that you wanted for the banner on the inside, but this is the size that I had picked. You can make it bigger, you can make it square. For the heart, I cut out just 5 or 6 hearts from a punch that I had, and then I used the pattern paper on the top. It's very, very sturdy, and it'll be a great stopper for the card for the second easel. So we don't need our punch board anymore, so let's get that out of the way. Let's go ahead and get this assembled. So we're going to work on the inside part of the card first. I'm just going to use tape, and I'm going to tape down the green piece that we had cut. I'm just going to tape all 4 sides of this. And then I'm going to take my bone folder and press this tape down. If you don't, sometimes it will pull away. It won't stick to the paper. I'm going to grab a pick tool so I can lift this tape up on at the end on each side so we can make sure that it's lined up when we put it down. And this just helps to make sure that when you are lining it up that you have room to move it. So this first piece is now down. Now we're going to secure the front of the card. Now for this piece, you're only going to want to glue this bottom section down. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to make a line so I know not to put any tape above this. So again, we are only going to apply tape to this bottom section, which is about half of the paper. So as you can see, it did not secure down, so it tried to pull up both pieces. So as we lay this down, make sure we're leaving this little border on the bottom too, because it'll be the border all the way on the card when the card closes. I'm going to take my bone folder and I think I'm just going to crease this out again. I went ahead and I put tape on all of these just so that we could save some time. So the first piece we're going to do is we're going to do the inside easel and we're going to do the bottom piece of the basic cardstock. Next, we're going to take the metallic piece and we're going to tape this down, making sure you leave that border at the bottom. And I just realized that I taped this whole thing down, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove the half piece, remove the tape from the back, and it should be okay. Okay, next we're taking the last green piece that we have, the bigger pieces, we're going to put that on the front of the card. And next we're going to work on the inside easel again. I'm going to take the last small green piece and we're going to secure that to that front metallic piece. So now I'm going to open the card up. We're going to place this inside easel on this card. So I want to have just about a 1/4 of an inch border. So I'm going to make sure that this is lined up, kind of use my board as a guide. So when I glue this down, it'll be centered just about right here. So the heart that we're going to have, and this is the stopper, we're going to use a pop dot so that it's got dimension, so it'll have a little lip so the card can stay open on. But before we put this down, I think I'm going to do the embellishment. So this is the 2 smaller ovals. You can, again, you could do just, you can stamp into this green square or you can add something to it. I'm just adding this embellishment that I had made. So instead of using any pop dots, I'm going to glue this because I don't want to add any dimension to the card. So again, I use nesting dies and I just use the 2 sizes next to each other so that I could have a little border on the outside of it. And then I'm just going to make sure this is secure before we glue it down. And it's just going to be put right in the center. Now you could add some more embellishments to this, but so put it right in the center. And again, we're just going to glue this because we don't want to add any more height to the card. I'm just going to make sure it's centered and then we'll just push it down. Now for the pop dot, we're going to take that back off. And I'm just going to sit it just so that it's in the middle of the card. Not quite down that far though. So right about there. So that will, again, be your little stopper for your inside easel. And so for the front of the card, now again, I have the bigger oval, which is about 4 inches in length. And this is going to sit just in the front of the card in the center. And then we're going to add the donkey that I drew to the front of it. Once again, we are going to glue this down instead of doing any tape or any dimensions. So I'm just applying a generous amount of glue to the floral paper and then add it to the metallic piece. And just make sure it's centered all the way around. And then I'm going to add the donkey that I had made. I'm just going to add some pop dots to him. And then I'm going to secure him to the front oval. I'm just placing him in the center of the oval. And then I'm going to secure this to the front of the card, again placing it in the center. And I'm going to glue this down. And again, have fun with this. You could do triangles in the front, you could do a circle, you could do a square, you can do any shape that you wanted. So we're going to glue this down. Now the tail does have a pot dot just to give the tail a little bit of height off of the card too. We're just going to make sure it's in the center and then we're just going to push it down. And there we have it. So this is the card that we made today, a double easel card. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I look forward to crafting with you again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.